Two and a Half Men wasn't just a sitcom, it was pure television magic. From Charlie's wild charm to Alan's endless disasters and Jake's clueless one-liners, the show gave us moments that kept us laughing non-stop. And then there was Berta, the sharp-tongued housekeeper, and Evelyn, the glamorous yet scheming mother who always stole the scene. These characters weren't just funny, they became part of our living rooms week after week. But since the series ended, time has moved on, and the stars we once watched have taken very different paths. Some stayed in the spotlight, others stepped away, and a few have changed so much they're almost unrecognizable to fans today. In this video, we're taking a walk down memory lane to explore the transformations of the Two and a Half Men cast, then and now. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's dive in. Jon Cryer as Alan Harper. Jon Cryer, born April 16, 1965, in New York City, stepped into the role of Alan Harper when Two and a Half Men premiered in 2003. At 38 years old, he brought Alan to life as Charlie's unlucky, neurotic younger brother, constantly broke, hopelessly awkward, and forever mooching off others. Alan's endless misfortunes and disastrous love life made him the show's ultimate underdog, and Cryer's performance earned him 2 Primetime Emmy Awards. Before Two and a Half Men, Cryer was best known for playing Ducky in the 1986 teen classic Pretty in Pink, a role that made him a pop culture favorite. After the sitcom ended in 2015, he continued acting, appearing in shows like Mom, NCIS, and even stepping into the world of superheroes as Lex Luthor in Supergirl. Today, Jon Cryer is 60 years old and remains active in both film and television, while also lending his voice to political and social causes. From quirky teen icon to sitcom veteran, his career has spanned decades, and fans still recognize him instantly as Alan Harper. Conchata Ferrell as Berta. Conchata Ferrell, born March 28, 1943 in Loudondale, West Virginia, appeared as Berta, the Harper family's no-nonsense housekeeper, when Two and a Half Men began in 2003. At 60 years old, she gave life to the character with a perfect mix of sarcasm, wit, and toughness, making Berta one of the show's most beloved and memorable figures. Her sharp comebacks and deadpan humor became an essential part of the series' charm. Before joining the sitcom, Ferrell had a long and varied career in television and film, including roles in Network, Edward Scissorhands, and Mystic Pizza. After Two and a Half Men ended, she continued acting in TV, guest starring on shows like L.A. Law and ER, maintaining her reputation as a scene stealer. In her later years, Ferrell faced health challenges, including heart problems that required hospitalization. She passed away on October 12, 2020, at the age of 77 due to cardiac arrest. Her legacy lives on through the laughter she brought to millions as Berta, a character who combined toughness, humor, and heart in every scene. Charlie Sheen as Charlie Harper. Charlie Sheen, born September 3, 1965, in New York City, took on the role of Charlie Harper when Two and a Half Men premiered in 2003. At 38 years old, he embodied the rebellious, free-spirited jingle writer living a wild bachelor life in Malibu, full of sharp humor, casual romances, and constant indulgence. His performance made Charlie Harper unforgettable and helped drive the show's massive popularity. Before landing that role, Sheen was already known for movies like Platoon, Wall Street, and Major League. But his biggest television success came with Two and a Half Men, which turned him into one of the highest-paid actors on TV. Off-screen, his life often mirrored that chaos. Sheen battled addiction, controversial relationships, and public breakdowns, which ultimately led to his firing from the series in 2011. Everything changed in 2017. After what he describes as a turning point involving his daughter Sammy, Sheen quit drinking and has remained sober ever since. Today, at 60 years old, he is focused on a more grounded life, raising his children, openly sharing his past struggles, and creating work that reflects honesty. He's published a memoir, The Book of Sheen, and released a 2-part Netflix documentary, aka Charlie Sheen, which explores his rise, fall, and path to recovery. His focus now is maintaining consistency in sobriety, being transparent, and using humor along with humility in telling his story. Marin Hinkle as Judith Harper. Marin Hinkle, born March 23, 1966, in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, was cast as Judith Harper when 2.5 Men premiered in 2003. At 37 years old, she played Alan's ex-wife, whose constant criticism, sharp tongue, and expensive demands became a running source of Alan's endless financial and emotional misery. Judith's complicated relationships and fiery personality made her one of the show's most memorable recurring characters. Before joining the sitcom, Hinkle had already built a steady career in television and film, with appearances in Once and Again and Frequency. While 2.5 Men introduced her to a wider audience, her biggest breakthrough came later as Rose Weissman in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, a role that earned her multiple Emmy nominations and critical acclaim. Now at 59, Marin Hinkle is still active in Hollywood. Her recent work includes the final season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, 2017 to 2023, and The Company You Keep, 2023. She is currently working on the TV miniseries Good American Family and the short film The Yellow, both slated for release in 2025. From sitcom ex-wife to Emmy-nominated star, Marin Hinkle continues to prove her range and staying power. Holland Taylor as Evelyn Harper. Holland Taylor, born January 14, 1943 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, appeared as Evelyn Harper when she joined 2.5 Men in 2003 at 60 years old. Holland brought to life Charlie and Alan's self-absorbed, sharp-tongued mother, whose glamorous looks and manipulative ways made every scene unforgettable. Evelyn was unapologetically bold, often using her wit and her checkbook to get exactly what she wanted, and Taylor played her with flawless comedic timing. Before the sitcom, Taylor was already a respected stage and screen actress, with memorable roles in Bosom Buddies, Romancing the Stone, and Legally Blonde. Her career spans decades of acclaimed performances across television, film, and Broadway. Presently, at 82 years old, Holland Taylor remains active and highly regarded in Hollywood. She continues to take on projects that showcase her versatility. Off-screen, she has been open about her long-time relationship with actress Sarah Paulson, which has drawn admiration for their honesty and strength as a couple. April Bowlby as Candy. April Bowlby, born July 30, 1980 in Vallejo, California, joined 2.5 Men in 2005 at 25 years old. April played Candy, Alan's sweet but dim-witted girlfriend turned wife, whose bubbly personality and comedic innocence brought plenty of laughs to the series. Though her time on the show was shorter compared to other main characters, Candy quickly became a fan favorite thanks to Bowlby's charm and perfect comic delivery. Before stepping into the role, Bowlby worked as a model and trained in acting, landing guest spots on shows like CSI New York and Stacked. 2.5 Men became her breakout, opening doors to bigger opportunities on television. After leaving the sitcom, Bowlby found even greater success in series like Drop Dead Diva, 2009 to 2014, where she played Stacey Barrett, and in the DC Universe portraying Rita Farr, also known as Elasti Woman, in Titans and the hit series Doom Patrol, 2019 to 2023. As of today, April Bowlby is 45 years old and continues to build a strong career, balancing comedy and drama while proving her versatility beyond the ditzy roles that first made her famous. From Candy's naive charm to superhero grit, her career shows a remarkable transformation that fans have enjoyed watching over the years. Cloris Leachman as Norma. Cloris Leachman, born April 30th, 1926, in Des Moines, Iowa, appeared on 2.5 Men in 2005 at 79 years old. Leachman played Norma, an older woman who briefly dated Charlie, bringing her trademark wit and impeccable comedic timing to the role. Though her part was short, her presence left a lasting impression. Long before her sitcom cameo, Leachman had already built one of Hollywood's most celebrated careers. She won an Academy Award for The Last Picture Show, 1971, and a record-breaking 8 Primetime Emmy Awards, earning a reputation as one of television's most decorated actresses. In her later years, she continued to work steadily, with standout performances in Malcolm in the Middle, Raising Hope, and voice roles in films such as The Croods. Cloris Leachman passed away on January 27, 2021, in Encinitas, California, at the age of 94 from a stroke, with COVID-19 listed as a contributing factor. Her 7-decade career left behind a legacy of brilliance, humor, and unforgettable performances that spanned generations. Michael Clarke Duncan as Jerome Burnett. Michael Clarke Duncan, born December 10, 1957, in Chicago, Illinois, joined 2.5 Men in 2008 at 50 years old. He played Jerome Burnett, a tough but good-natured single father and the neighbor of Charlie and Alan. His character's protective nature, especially toward his daughter, added a new dynamic to the Malibu beach house chaos. Before joining the sitcom, Duncan had already become a Hollywood star. His breakthrough came with his Academy Award-nominated role as John Coffey in The Green Mile, 1999, which earned him worldwide recognition. He also appeared in major films like Armageddon, Planet of the Apes, Daredevil, and The Whole Nine Yards, showcasing both his physical presence and warm, commanding voice. Tragically, on July 13, 2012, Duncan suffered a heart attack, and despite initial recovery, he passed away on September 3, 2012, in Los Angeles at the age of 54 due to complications. Melanie Lynskey as Rose. Melanie Lynskey, born May 16, 1977, in New Plymouth, New Zealand, joined 2.5 Men in 2003 at 26 years old. Melanie portrayed Rose, Charlie's quirky neighbor turned obsessive stalker, whose oddball behavior, sly intelligence, and unpredictable schemes made her one of the most unforgettable recurring characters on the series. Lynskey's deadpan delivery and unique charm turned Rose into a fan favorite who always kept Charlie and viewers on edge. Before 2.5 Men, Melanie Lynskey made her debut in Heavenly Creatures, 1994, and built a steady film career with roles in Ever After, Coyote Ugly, and Sweet Home Alabama. After the sitcom, she flourished with acclaimed performances in projects like Togetherness, Castle Rock, and the Emmy-nominated Yellow Jackets. Now 48, Melanie Lynskey continues to shine as one of television's most respected talents. She is married to actor Jason Ritter, with whom she shares a daughter, and she's praised for her openness about body image and resilience in Hollywood. Carl Reiner as Marty Pepper. Carl Reiner, born March 20, 1922 in the Bronx, New York, appeared on 2.5 Men in 2009 at 87 years old. Reiner played Marty Pepper, Evelyn Harper's wealthy, slightly eccentric fiancé, whose old-school wit and sharp one-liners added a fresh dose of humor to the series. Though his role was brief, Reiner's legendary comedic presence made Marty unforgettable. By the time he joined the sitcom, Reiner was already a towering figure in comedy. He created The Dick Van Dyke Show and portrayed Alan Brady, directed classics like The Jerk and Oh God, and entertained audiences alongside his close friend Mel Brooks in their timeless 2,000-year-old man routine. He also charmed modern audiences as Saul Bloom in the Ocean's 11 films. Carl Reiner passed away peacefully on June 29, 2020, in Beverly Hills, California, at the age of 98 from natural causes. With 9 Emmy Awards and a career spanning more than 7 decades, he left behind an unmatched legacy as a writer, actor, director, and true pioneer of American comedy. Orson Bean as Norman. Orson Bean, born July 22, 1928, in Burlington, Vermont, appeared on 2.5 Men in 2005 at 77 years old. He played Norman, an older man whose wife had an affair with Charlie, bringing his dry wit and seasoned comedic timing to a small but memorable role that added both humor and tension to the episode. By then, Bean was already a veteran entertainer whose career stretched over 6 decades. He became a familiar face through roles in The Twilight Zone, Desperate Housewives, The Super, and countless talk shows and stage productions. On February 7, 2020, Orson Bean tragically passed away at age 91 after being struck by 2 cars while crossing a street in Venice, California. He was on his way to see his wife, actress Allie Mills, perform in a play. Angus T. Jones as Jake Harper. Angus T. Jones, born October 8, 1993 in Austin, Texas, became a household name in 2003 when 2.5 Men premiered. At just 10 years old, he played Jake Harper, Alan's lazy yet lovable son, whose clueless remarks and goofy personality often stole the scene. Jake's endless appetite, awkward teenage years, and hilarious one-liners made him the heart of the show's comedy for much of its run. Jones grew up on screen, appearing in C-Spot Run and The Rookie before landing his breakthrough with 2.5 Men. At one point, he was among the highest-paid child actors on television. But in 2012, he made headlines after publicly criticizing the sitcom, describing it as conflicting with his faith. He left the series in 2013 with only a brief guest appearance in the 2015 finale. Now 31 years old, Angus T. Jones has stepped away from Hollywood, living a quieter life outside of the spotlight. He pursued studies at the University of Colorado Boulder and has since worked on various personal and business ventures. Though fans still remember him as the goofy kid at the Malibu beach house, Jones has chosen a path focused on privacy and personal growth, far from the chaos of Hollywood fame. Richard Lewis as Stan. Richard Lewis, born June 29, 1947, in Brooklyn, New York, guest starred on 2.5 Men in 2004 at 57 years old. He played Stan, one of Charlie Harper's old friends, delivering his trademark neurotic energy and sharp wit in a scene that was both funny and relatable. Lewis was already known for his role on Anything But Love, and later his beloved appearances as himself on Curb Your Enthusiasm. In 2023, Richard Lewis revealed he was living with Parkinson's disease, which forced him into retirement. On February 27, 2024, Richard Lewis passed away at 76 after a heart attack. Though his appearance on the sitcom was brief, his influence on comedy and his courage in sharing his struggles left an enduring mark. Martin Mull as Russell. Martin Mull, born August 18, 1943, in Chicago, Illinois, joined 2.5 Men in 2008 when he was 65 years old. Mull portrayed Russell, the eccentric pharmacist with dry humor and oddball charm whose quick lines always stole his scenes. Beyond 2.5 Men, Mull is well known for appearing on Mary Hartman, Roseanne, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. He was also a gifted musician and painter, celebrated for his sharp wit and versatility. In later years, Mull faced serious health challenges, including a motor neuron disease that affected his speech. On June 27, 2024, he passed away at the age of 80 after a long illness, leaving behind a career filled with laughter and originality. John Amos as Ed. John Amos, born December 27, 1939, in Newark, New Jersey, guest starred on 2.5 Men in 2006 at 71 years old. Amos played Ed, Chelsea's father, whose tough and protective presence added tension to Charlie's love life. Amos was already a television icon, remembered for Good Times, Roots, and Coming to America. In his later years, he faced health issues, including Lewy body dementia and a public family dispute surrounding his care. Despite these challenges, he continued working, appearing in Suits, LA in 2024. On August 21, 2024, John Amos passed away at 84 from congestive heart failure. His role on 2.5 Men was brief, but his long career remains a testament to his talent and resilience. Tonita Castro as Esmeralda. Tonita Castro, born January 8, 1953 in Guadalajara, Mexico, joined 2.5 Men in 2011 at 58 years old. She played Esmeralda, a temporary housekeeper whose lively personality added humor and spark. Beyond 2.5 Men, Tonita Castro is popularly known for her roles in Go On, Life in Pieces, and The Book of Life. In her final years, she bravely battled stomach cancer while continuing to work. Sadly, on May 8, 2016, Castro passed away at 63 years old from the disease she had battled for long. Her brief role on the sitcom reflected the same charm and energy that made her a standout in everything she did. Mike Connors as Hugo. Mike Connors, born August 15, 1925, in Fresno, California, stepped into the role of Hugo on 2.5 Men in 2007 when he was 82 years old. Hugo is a wealthy businessman whose eccentric charm provided a memorable turn opposite Charlie Harper. Away from 2.5 Men, Connors was best known for his groundbreaking role as Detective Joe Mannix in Mannix, 1967 to 1975, which earned him both Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. Beyond acting, he and his wife were advocates for mental health, particularly after their son was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Connors passed away on January 26, 2017, at 91 after battling leukemia. His cameo on the sitcom was small, but his broader career left an undeniable impact on television history. Georgia Engel as Jean. Georgia Engel, born July 28, 1948, in Washington, D.C., appeared on 2.5 Men in 2012 at 64 years old as Jean, Lindsay's sweet and quirky mother. Her soft-spoken delivery and gentle humor made the character instantly memorable. Best known for her role on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Engel also appeared on Everybody Loves, Raymond, and Hot in Cleveland. A devout Christian Scientist, she declined conventional medical treatment late in life. On April 12, 2019, she passed away at 70, and her cause of death is unknown. Though her role on the sitcom was short, Engel's warmth and sincerity left a lasting impression on television. Tim Conway as Tim. Tim Conway, born December 15, 1933 in Willoughby, Ohio, joined 2.5 Men in 2014 at 80 years old. He played a quirky character named Tim, delivering his trademark physical comedy and impeccable timing, a classic comedic touch to the show. Beyond the sitcom, Conway was beloved for decades of work, especially on The Carol Burnett Show, where his sketches became comedy legends. In his later years, he was diagnosed with dementia, and his declining health led to a painful legal dispute between his wife and daughter. On May 14, 2019, Tim Conway passed away at 85 years old from complications of his illness, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable performances. Brian Turk as Mike. Brian Turk, born May 29, 1970 in North Glen, Colorado, guest starred on 2.5 Men in 2003 when he was 33 years old. He played Mike, one of Alan Harper's friends. His light-hearted presence added extra fun to the episode. Beyond 2.5 Men, Turk is known for his appearances on Beverly Hills, 90210, and Carnival. Sadly, he was diagnosed with cancer later in life and passed away on September 13, 2019, at just 49. Though his role on 2.5 Men was short, he is remembered for his talent and kind spirit. Suzanne Whang as the anesthesiologist. Suzanne Whang, born September 28, 1962 in Arlington, Virginia, appeared on 2.5 Men in 2007 at 43 years old, playing an anesthesiologist in a small but funny role. Beyond acting, she was a host, comedian, and advocate for Asian American representation. She bravely battled breast cancer for over a decade, sharing her journey with humor and resilience. Sadly, she passed away on September 17, 2019, at 56-year-old. Whang is remembered for her strength, talent, and trailblazing spirit. Harry Dean Stanton as Earl. Harry Dean Stanton, born July 14, 1926, in West Irvine, Kentucky, made a brief but memorable appearance on 2.5 Men in 2004 at 78 years old. He played Earl, a quirky member of Charlie's support group whose rambling tangents and odd wisdom gave his cameo its signature Stanton flavor. His career spanned more than 6 decades, with iconic roles in Paris, Texas, Alien, and Repo Man. Despite his fame, Stanton lived quietly, never marrying or having children, and often keeping his personal struggles to himself. A lifelong smoker, he brushed off health warnings with characteristic dark humor. On September 15, 2017, Stanton passed away from congestive heart failure and complications from pneumonia at 91. His offbeat cameo on 2.5 Men reflected the same unique spirit that made him one of Hollywood's most distinctive actors. Willie Garson as Dr. Stephen. Willie Garson, born February 20, 1964, in Highland Park, New Jersey, made a brief appearance on 2.5 Men in 2011 at 49 years old. He played Dr. Stephen, a charming, quirky character who left a funny and endearing mark on the show. Outside of 2.5 Men, Garson was best known for playing Stanford Blatch in Sex and the City. Privately, he battled pancreatic cancer while continuing to work. On September 21, 2021, he passed away at 57. Remembered for his warmth and humor, Garson's legacy shines through both his work and his role as a devoted father. And that brings us to the end of our look at the transformations of the 2.5 Men cast, then and now. Who is your favorite character? How does it feel knowing that some of the cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey down memory lane, Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.